Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Whether it's hot yoga, over 100-degree weather, or too much sun. Gator Light, with a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes, was scientifically designed to help move fluids into the body faster for rapid rehydration. Shop now at retailers nationwide. Gator Light hydrates faster than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Shave ice by the beach. A trip to the state fair. And a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in-minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Coach Unplugged is brought to you by great people over at teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. Here is your host, Steve Collins.
Hey everybody, happy Friday, episode 601 of Coach Unplugged. Two big shout outs. First of all, Dr. Dish, go check them out. Mention Coach Unplugged. They'll give you $350 off. And then also go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. I'm going to talk about a course I've been working on and how excited I am about, not excited about the world pandemic, but how I've kind of gotten things for you to become a better basketball coach. And I think you'll really enjoy what we're going to talk about in this podcast and about what you need to think about as a coach moving forward. So enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome to Coach Unplugged. Happy Friday. Before I jump into the podcast, I'd like to give a big shout out to our sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the number one shooting machine on the market. Go over and check them out. Mention Coach Unplugged. They'll give you $350 off. Go buy that home. That home shooting machine seems pertinent right now. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. That's going to kind of lead into what we're going to talk about today. I've spent a lot of time in the quarantine over the last 3 weeks working on the site with my programmer, but also working on some courses. We have hundreds of courses in there, videos, all sorts of stuff. But I've been working on, I call it COVID-19 off-season workout. And what I've really been thinking about is, there's basically 3 pillars that we need to think about when we're thinking about this off season, whether we see our players this spring or summer or we don't. So I've broken it up into kind of 3 different pillars that I'm going to talk about. The first one is the player. So I've broken the course down to talk about how you can deal with skill work, how you can deal with, their body strength and conditioning and movement, how you can talk about their mindfulness, their meditation, how you can talk about them becoming students of the game. So you have the player, which is the first thing. Then you have you, which is probably the coach. What are you doing? How are you working on your mindfulness or your playbook or your off season or your film study or that kind of stuff. So that's my second pillar I've been working on. And then the third one is the cohesion of those two, is the combination of the team and the coach. You have workouts, you have, how are you meeting them? What are you doing to bring this group that's spread out all over your city or community together as one? So those are the 3 pillars. It's a great course. I hope you go over and join us at teachhoops.com. I think this alone is worth it, but the one-on-one calls, the office hours, all of those things, I think you have to start thinking about the worst case scenario as a basketball coach right now. I think you have to start thinking about what happens if I'm not able to connect with the player and the team. What can I do as the coach, player, team, coach, those 3 pillars? How can I work on those 3 pillars when I'm alone in my room or alone in my house? And I think that's something as a coach you really have to start thinking about. You have to break that down Let us help you over at teachhoops.com. Break down those 3 different pillars. But have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. I'm going to start doing Fridays. I'm going to use my Fridays as kind of coming together, things that are going on now. I think this thing is pivoting and changing so quickly for us as coaches that and there's a lot of great free resources out there right now. There are. What I'm trying to do is narrow down that noise, and I'm going to try to use Friday, at least for April, to kind of talk about what we're doing as coaches, how we're going to kind of narrow it, what we're going to do to become better coaches, better parents, better players, in this new norm that we're living. So I think that's going to be important for us as coaches and moving forward. So if you have any things that you want me to talk about, anything specifically with relation to this or the spring or the summer and how it's going to change, or anything you'd like me to talk about on our Fridays, let me know. That's what I kind of want to do with these for the next couple weeks, at least, for sure. So be safe, be healthy, stay indoors. The math teacher in me says this is the real deal. So we have to stay active, and we have to stay vigilant on what we're doing here moving forward. So make sure you do that, and let's head off to the podcast. We did already, didn't we? We already talked about that. That's my normal exit. So anyway, all right, let's make sure you subscribe and like, and make sure you join our podcast. We would make sure you spread the word. We do love that. All right, bye.
NFL football season is here, which means when you switch to Verizon, it feels like touchdown, because you get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us when you buy an eligible 5G phone on select unlimited plans, which means you can watch every out-of-market game every Sunday afternoon, and it's all on us. Now that's the Verizon way to kick off the NFL football season right. Switch and get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us, only with Verizon.
This episode is brought to you by ChatGPT. Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. Have you guys heard about ChatGPT work? It's the new way to use ChatGPT for bigger multi-step projects. And when you need more than just answers, give ChatGPT work access to your apps and files, and it can create real work documents like spreadsheets, slides, and structured reports. Get started at chatgpt.com by selecting work mode, available on Plus and Pro plans.